The 2016-2017 Car Consumer Awards will be taking place next week Thursday at an all-exclusive gala dinner. These awards focus on the most prestigious, credible and influential vehicles that made it out in the market for that year. With 39 cars competing in 13 product categories and just 18 judges on hand to evaluate them, this morning we're joined by the Consumer Experience Manager Hans Oosthuizen from our Cape Town studios. A very good morning to you, Hans. Thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Superior. Thanks for having me, and good morning to the viewers as well.
It's all a pleasure. Now, these are the first awards that are consumer-driven, with both judges and people voting for their favorite. Please share more details on this.
Okay, so, there are many ways, I think, in which consumers are part of these awards, but I think the main one is that we've given 50% of the final score, the composition of that score, to actual car owners. So, while we have judges and they account for 50% of the final score through the judging process, the other 50% come from actual car owners. But when we started building this program, we were very aware that we didn't want a kind of a superficial, kind of a beauty pageant kind of process where car owners can go, I like the look of that one, so I'm going to vote for that one. We wanted real credible input, and the only way we can get that is if we actually ask them about the cars that they actually own, because those are the cars that they know best. So we developed a survey with Lightstone Consumer. It's a very weighty survey. It's 50 questions long. And that asks the actual car owner about their sales experience. Did they get a good trade-in? After that, when they have the car, what's the service like from the dealership? And then, general driving pleasure, as well as, in the end, would you recommend this car to friends or family? And in the end, then, what we do is we pull all this data and we come up with a brand score. And that accounts for 50% of the final vehicle score, which the judges do the other 50%. So we think that's a really powerful way of doing it. We think it's a very fair way because, judges, when they have the vehicles available to them on the day of testing, they don't know what it's like to live with those cars. They can evaluate the product back to back, which we allow them to do, but they don't know what it's like to live with it. And that's where the consumers come in. And the end result is that we think a car only really has a very, very good chance of winning if it is a very good product in the eyes of the judges, number one, but also then in terms of the brand supporting that product, there's very good after-sales service. So we think this is the fairest and the most credible way of doing an awards program like this.
So Hans, how did each car make the cut? I mean, as being selected in each category, and I'd like us to take us through the evaluation based on that. Right. So the Cars That Goes extended editorial team meets around about August every year. And what we do is we look at the market. And again, here the consumer input is valuable in the sense that they kind of guide the categories, the formation of the categories. We reevaluate the 13 categories every year based on market trends because, shopping trends change. And that's why you'll see a lot of SUV, crossover kind of categories in Cars Awards coming to the fore because that's increasingly where the market is moving. But then looking at the hotspots in the market, we identify, what people are looking for in the market, and we build the categories around that. And we define the pillars of success in each of the categories. What kind of safety equipment are we looking for? What are consumers in this category really looking for? And we build the categories around that. Then we look at all the cars available on the market, not only the cars launched in the past year. Consumers don't only buy cars that were launched in the past year. They buy anything that's on the market at that specific time. So we include all of them that's available. And we fit them into these categories and we debate. There's no secret vote. We debate until we agree as a team that these are the 5 best cars to go through in this category. And we think also that's very valuable because we make sure that whatever car goes through into that final I'm afraid we have to end it there, Hans, but then thank you so much for your time. We haven't got much time, unfortunately. Thank you. Many thanks to Hans Oosthuizen, the Consumer Experience Manager, sharing more on the 2016-2017 Car Awards. Now, these will be taking place next week, Thursday, in Sandton.